Alright guys, Mike from Boyer Bows here. Well, the snaky Osage is done, and whoops, and I thought I'd show you how it turned out. Let me get into the sun here so you can actually take a look. Last video I left you, I was sanding the edges of the snake skin down. Here, let me unstring it for you. Well, let's take a look at the brace. Take a look at the tiller. I think the tiller turned out pretty well in general. Right now it's 40 pounds at 28 inches. Thing is though, the sinew probably is not fully cured yet. What I've noticed is that with time, as the sinew cures up, the poundage of the bow goes up about 10 to 15 pounds. So I have a feeling in a couple of months this thing's going to be about 50-55 pounds, which is right where I wanted it to be. And it's shooting amazingly well, very quiet. Let me give you a look at the way the snake turned out. I don't know if we can see that completely on the air. Huh? Give you an idea how twisty and snaky and crazy this is. I think it turned out really well. I am not done with it. I still got to put a leather handle on it and do some cord wrapping around it like I like. I'm not going to put an arrow rest on it. It's shooting off the hand really well. It's a very accurate bow. Goes right where you're told to. I did build a little bit of a cheat into the bow because the string is actually past center on the well, the arrow is center line with the string. Let's put it that way. I will, like I said, be putting a leather rest on the leather grip on the handle, and I'm going to be wrapping at the end of the handle as well as at the end of the skin to protect the skins. And here's how I carved my rest. Now that was just the regular, man, the picture. That was just the regular curve. That. Oh, you may have noticed I cut the bow down a bit. I was working on the tiller. And it was just eluding me. And I'm gonna come back out of the sun, guys. It's not hot, but I'm just in the mood to get out of the sun. I was working on the tiller, like you guys saw, and it just wasn't coming together for me. And I kept working it, and ultimately I passed my goal weight. So I cut the bow down. The bow is now about 60 inches. And there's still this little bit of curve left that's giving it some extra oomph. And I think it turned out, I'm really happy with it. I got a little more sanding to do, maybe, just to clean it up a little bit. And this is the finish I used. I used gloss finish on this one this time. I wanted it to really shine, and I wanted the snake skins to look like they were going to be wet, like a wet snake. Going, that sounds terrible, but you know what I mean. And all of that kind of fun stuff. So there you go. That's basically it. The rest is cosmetic. Oh, one little helpful tip. Get yourself a little bit of steel wool, coarse, medium, and fine. I find that whenever I sand the skins off, like I showed you, the sinew underneath leaves little furbies all over the length of where you sanded, and you just can't sand them smooth. So I take some coarse sandpaper and I just run it along the edge, and that smoothed the edge right out. See, I'm not sure what else I can tell you guys. I do feel like I missed a step here, so if there's any questions about the last video to this video, aside from the fact that I cut the bow down, which I did not show you, if there are any other questions, let me know and I'll answer it. I'll do my best anyway. But this is the snaky Osage done. Once your tiller is in, like I was going to go with the longer tiller. and the longer bow with the tiller. Last you saw it, I was just going to live with it. And then I kept doing it, and it kept working in my head, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to make it perfect. So I made it perfect, but then it wasn't heavy enough. So I used that formula from another video, how to cut it to the thing, and I wanted to get it back up to 40 pounds now, because I have a feeling that by the time everything's cured up, the long cure, that this is going to be about a 50-55 pound bow. That's my guess. I could be wrong. But I'm going to put it on the shelf now, and then maybe I'll finish it up, take a few pictures, and then put it on the shelf and let it fully cure up for a couple of months and see where it ends up. But all in all, I'm very pleased, and I think it turned out great. So there you go, Osage snaky bow, ball python skin, and I'm Mike from Boyer Bows. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the build along, and again, if there are any questions, please leave them in the comments section or send me a message, and like I said, I'll do my best to answer them for you. Thanks a lot, guys.